Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to the game that killed NBA 2K. Oh boy, can't be no other game than 2K13, because that's where the downfall started. Slowly but surely, that's where the downfall started. Was NBA 2K13. This is by Soft Drink TV. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
By all means, NBA 2K13 was a great NBA game. The NBA 2K series was peaking around this time, as the iconic NBA 2K11 had just released 2 years before, which is a 2K many call the greatest in the series' history. And with the impending jump to the next generation of consoles lurking, there were still great NBA 2K titles on the near horizon. I made a similar video on Madden NFL 13 being the game that killed Madden, but that was a different story, one where EA removed everything from the game that made it worth playing, setting up the series for future failures. NBA 2K13 didn't remove depth from previous releases, but it did commit a different sin altogether, one that wouldn't immediately be that noticeable, but as years would go on, it would become the dominant talking point surrounding this series. This was the game where 2K added virtual currency, aka VC. You could now pay to level up your players, which was previously not possible. You had to grind in-game, but the grind was at least fair. The implementation of paying for upgrades in NBA 2K's career mode,
it was mainly for cosmetics. Like, if you was gonna buy VC, you was either just trying to upgrade your player right then and there, or you just wanted some cosmetics. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think the clothes were like super expensive in this game. Like, you didn't start focusing on the clothes until until your player was like at least about an 80. Once you got up to an 80, you was like, all right, I can start focusing on clothes and stuff like that, clothes, shoes, stuff like that. But then again, I'm not a big online person. I'm not a big online person, but I can say, I will say that this was a fun ass experience. This opened me up to playing online a little bit more. I used to play crew, but I wasn't like big on it. I was like more just focused on building up my player, winning championships in my career. Yeah. But I did have fun. Every now and again, I did have fun.
Of introducing microtransactions to a fully priced basketball video game would go on to change everything about the future of the series and sports gaming as a whole. In a way, this was a major step towards 2K becoming what it is today, and the decision to add virtual currency made the company and its publisher, Take-Two Interactive, a lot more money. So much money that sports games would never be the same again. This is how digital products get worse. They start out fantastic because they have to be to beat out the competition and build that initial customer base. Then they start testing ways to increase profits further. At first, it seems relatively fine. There's an ad here or a microtransaction there, but this is where the seed is planted. Next, they go too far. They get backlash, bad PR, and it seems, for a brief moment, like the consumers win, and the product is going to revert back to the initial standard it set back when it first built up its consumer base. Maybe this buys a year, maybe two. But eventually, the company once again pushes the envelope of what they can get away with, and people get tired of the same old news. Sure, NBA 2K18, for example, was
bunch of sellouts. That's really what it is. Like, let's be for real. And I know I say this all the time, but the reality is, it's just a bunch of sellouts. Like I said, 2K slowly but surely started affiliating themselves with a lot of YouTubers. What did a lot of these YouTubers do? They sold out for logos and they sold out for logos and get on 2K TV, something that nobody watches unless you like a super 2K addict. Unless you addicted to 2K every year, you're not watching NBA. You're not watching 2K TV. You don't care about who's on there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody sold out, bro. Everybody sold out. That's what happened. You want to know what's going on here? Think about it. Think about all the YouTubers that got themselves scanned into the game. Think about all the YouTubers that have characters that just randomly appear on courtside during your My Career games or exhibition games, or ones that get scripts in My Career. They slowly but surely made sure that the first thing we need to do is get the influencers on our side. How do we do that? Give them logos, scan their face into the game. They sell out. That's what they did, bro. A lot of these dudes sell out. Put them in the commercials, put them in the ads, give them, sponsor their videos, give them endorsement deals, make sure they get a lot of money in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? Make them sell out. That was the first step. And once they succeeded with that, it was over. The 2K community has been in shambles ever since, because 2K found a way. They said the only way we can get these motherfuckers to bow down to what we try, the only way we can get past the consumers getting on our ass is if we get rid of the fucking sellouts. If we get rid of the fucking content creators. The content creators. That's why 2K, that's why you can't blow up on 2K no more. The reason you can't blow up on 2K anymore is because 2K killed the content creator. Real talk, they killed the content creator. Think about it. They killed it. They killed people coming up on 2K. Unless you was on this bitch doing 2K18, 2K19, or 2K20, you're not going to build your channel up off this no more. This used to be a launching pad for a lot of people. But they killed the content creator because everybody knows once you blow up, you sell out. That's the facts. Everybody has sold out to 2K. 2K pretty much had everybody in their pocket. They said slowly but surely we'll get everybody to buy into it. What did we do? We put the Cash Nasties, the Jezzers, the LSKs, the Shakedown 2012s, the Troydens. We put all of them. We invite them all out for 2K Day. We have them do ads for all the game modes like My Team and fucking My Career and stuff like that. We have them introduce what's going on in the next version of the game. We scan them into the game. We get them logos. We make them official. We got everybody where we want to be. And then we start the whole, we'll give anybody a logo. All you got to do is follow us here. All you got to do is get our followers up, get our social media accounts looking good. And we'll give you a follow, and we'll give you a logo. You'll earn a logo. We'll just pick somebody at random and just give you a logo. This is what we do. This is what they did, bruh. They strategically found a way to ruin the community. I thought the community was in good hands. Little did I know 2K was going to pull a fast one. I didn't think they was going to pull this, but they did.
Getting terrible PR constantly, but it still sold great. And when 2K started getting even more predatory in future releases, it almost became background noise. The outrage wasn't as strong. Everyone knows NBA 2K is a soulless corporate product, and they've become numb to it and buy it
because everybody sells out. And then people the main thing is people are going to follow who they like. If you really fuck with a content creator, you're going to go by every word that they say. Even if you feel like it's bullshit and you know it's contradictory, you're going to be like, you know what, bro? Let me stop complaining, bro, because bro says some real shit, bro. I'm going to just stop complaining. I'm going to just accept it just like he is. If he can accept it, I can accept it. So you know what? 2K, do you. I'm going to still buy the game. I'm going to still play it. I'm going to still be on the park or whatever. But I just got to come to the fact that I just got to accept it. Because that's what they told them to say. They knew that they could influence the youth. They knew that these content creators could influence the youth by literally just saying a bunch of bullshit that don't really say a bunch of bullshit that really doesn't benefit them. It's like, man, just accept it, bro. This is what 2K is, bro. We just got to accept it. That's what I noticed around like 2K19 and 2K20. People was just like, bro, we just got to accept the fact that this is what the game is. We just got to accept the fact that this is what the game is. So we went from being on their ass on 2K15, not fucking with 2K16 until they patched it and made it perfect. 2K17 was a fucking shit show. 2K18, self-explanatory. That's where we really took our ball and went home. That was the first time in a long time we showed 2K that if you're gonna make shitty products, we're not gonna play your game. I gotta remember, they put a survey out. I keep reiterating this. They put a survey out for 2K18 that said, why are you not playing our game? Imagine that. You ain't played 2K. You ain't played 2K in like 3 months. You finally decide to hop on 2K18 for the first time in like 3 months, right? Just because. And the first thing you see is a fucking survey that's asking you, why haven't you been on 2K in the past couple of months? The survey was full of shit anyway. They never really addressed what the real problem was. They never really acknowledged the fact that the microtransactions in the VC was bad. They never addressed the fact that the gameplay wasn't good. They said, oh, are you playing Fortnite? Are you playing NBA Live 18? Are you playing Call of Duty? Are you playing some other game? Let us know. What do you do? What is keeping you away from our game? So that way we know how to eliminate the competition. Instead of just acknowledging the fact that you fucked up. Man, fuck 2K, man. This is what they do, though.
Anyways, because what else are you going to play on your PS5? Before you know it, that initial warning sign, that seed, ends up defining the product. And you sit back and realize they got away with it. NBA 2K13 is still a great game, and I'll go over its impressive depth, gameplay, and presentation in this video too, but man, this really was the game that eventually killed NBA 2K. When you simply navigate the menus in this game, you're greeted with eye candy everywhere. It looks a bit overdone, but I like the effort. It feels vastly different from the minimalist vibe you see in sports games today. You can credit Jay-Z for the menu design and visual elements, as well as the soundtrack. It was also his idea to include the '92 and 2012 USA Olympic basketball teams in the game, which even features Charles Barkley, which is a rare sight in video games.
I mean, to be fair, the Olympics was going on that year, so you had to include them.
NBA 2K12 was one of the best 2K games ever made, capitalizing on 2K11's immense hype with a game that was arguably even better. So for 2K13, there wasn't much of a need to reinvent the wheel. Gameplay is similar to 12, although it has its own unique feel to it. These older 2Ks all played differently, teetering between arcade and sim gameplay, and the end result was a fresh game each year. I wish modern sports games retained this difference in feel between releases, as it feels a lot less noticeable today. Signature skills were added this year, which was an early version of the badge system. This gave players unique abilities beyond their regular attributes, and built the foundation for peak 2K with games like 2K16. These skills changed everything, and made players resemble their NBA counterparts better than ever before. 2K13's gameplay AI was ahead of its time. It feels as good as it possibly could be on the hardware available at that time. Since offline play was still the priority, CPU AI had to be good and a noticeable improvement from the year before, as most of the game's player base would be experiencing games against this CPU. Your offensive teammates play with smart spacing and decision making, and defensive logic is sound. New controls were mapped to the right stick for dribble moves, crossovers, spins, and more, which gives the game a more modernized feel today compared to, say, 2K12 or 11. There isn't a massive flaw or issue with the gameplay either, it's well done. The biggest change from 2K12 to 2K13 overall was the reintroduction of My Career as...
I would slightly disagree. I think the gameplay on here was kind of... There were flaws. There were definitely flaws. The contact animations, the fact that you couldn't block dunks, the bump steals were out of control this year. I think this was the first game where the bump steals got super out of control. Like, real talk, the bump steals were fucking annoying. Not to mention the amount of bullshit you could do doing Euro step 3-pointers. That shit, the spin dunk was the posterizer spin dunk. Oh my god, that shit was unstoppable, bruh. That was the most unstoppable shit of all time, bro. That the spin move slam dunk, unstoppable. You couldn't do nothing with it, bro. It was super OP in this game. I couldn't even play online because niggas would just take LeBron and just go spin and just spam that spin move into a dunk, bro, every time. Whether it was Michael Jordan or I think even Shaq at one point. Fucking LeBron, Russell Westbrook, all them niggas, bro. Derrick Rose. Oh, Blake Griffin was fucking terrible. He was a bitch ass nigga if you chose Blake Griffin. But I digress though.
We know it today. NBA 2K12 had a career mode, as did 2K11 and 2K10, but this mode was just called My Player, and it lacked the narrative storyline or the pay-to-win mechanics, and was instead a simple but fun and in-depth career mode. 2K13 renamed My Player to My Career, and added a ton of role-playing elements that made the mode feel more like an immersive story rather than a collection of games on a schedule. At the time, these additions were well received. The mode was seemingly evolving, modernizing, taking that next step. You could now sign brand endorsements, wear flashy clothing, meet with your coaches and staff, and even cause some noise on social media all the way back in 2012. This expansion of the career mode was great, except for the fact that progression was now tied to virtual currency, something you earned in-game by just playing, but also something you could spend real money on. But clothing was also tied to VC. If you wanted a new outfit, you needed to grind for it, or you could just drop a few dollars. And if 2K left this as it was in 2K13 forever, I don't think anyone would really care that much, but this planted the seed, a seed that would grow. On the next generation, My Career would evolve even further, jumping online and introducing The Park. And this evolution of the mode started to become a de-evolution after. What started out as a fun role-playing career mode became a pay-to-win online street ball mode with some cheesy cutscenes as an optional bonus. Virtual currency made sense at first. You could earn it by just playing the game at a fair rate and only pay if you wanted an absurd amount of VC to play with. But when the game got more online and social, and your outfit, your abilities, your badges, your animations, your house, everything became tied to VC. 2K started making so much money that the online aspects of My Career became the new #1 priority for NBA 2K. This was their metaverse, where FOMO works at its best. And because it's a sports game, there's a new one every single year. So you get to keep buying VC every year for eternity. Turning the career mode of a basketball video game into an online pay-to-win role-playing universe was actually kind of genius, as much as I hate it. NBA 2K13 is just so strange. By all means, it's fantastic. Go pick it up. Play it today. But man, oh man, did it do some serious damage to sports gaming. A more positive new feature for 2K13 was the Shoe Creator. This was when 2K was adding some crazy new addition each year, and the game still benefits today from these additions. I mean, come on. There isn't another sports game out there right now that lets you create and edit your player's equipment from scratch. Yet in 2012, 2K decided to add it to NBA 2K. Imagine if they kept that drive throughout 2K's development post 2K16. My team is present, although not playable today. The franchise mode, Association mode, is surprisingly good. It's really not that different from My League or My NBA in later titles, and it's way snappier and quicker to simulate than in newer games too. The news, the NBA.com homepage, the rumor mill, CPU trade offers, the immense stat tracking, player roles, the RPG elements, all of these things add up to an excellent franchise mode experience running an NBA team. You really aren't missing out on much at all playing this over newer 2Ks if this is the mode you would play. To me, it feels like the most modern of the PS3 era titles when you account for the gameplay, presentation, and franchise mode. And it's so well tuned, it's so in depth, it's really just a great game. Presentation is peak 2K, with similar commentary to what you get in modern 2K games with Kevin Harlan and Clark Kellogg, as well as Steve Kerr before he became the Warriors head coach. The commentary actually sounds better here than in newer games. It's more focused, maybe because the lines were more cohesive and didn't contain decades of audio. I wonder if modern sports games retaining commentary teams for too long ends up hurting the presentation when new lines are drowned out by the repetition of older recorded audio. The in-game banners and pop-ups for stats are great and useful, and the broadcast even has these fake ads between quarters during association mode for upcoming big games, like this Celtics and Suns matchup before it gets back to the main game. The graphics don't look that impressive today, I will say, especially when you consider how huge of a leap they take with 2K14, but for a PS3 and Xbox 360 game, 2K13 did look pretty solid for its time. Even back then, everyone was sweaty as hell, and the jersey fabrics have some nice movement to them. Star players having their signature animations make the game look lifelike at times. The soundtrack is phenomenal, as you'd expect with someone like Jay-Z producing.
I will admit, Big Lips did make probably one of the best 2K soundtracks of all time. I will admit 2K13 is the best, has the best soundtrack, hands down. I know a lot of people gonna say 2K19, 18. I beg to differ. I think 13 has always been the best one, and it's not even close. I will say 16 is another good one as well. I'll probably say 16 is probably the second best, but it's not beating 2K13.
You get Kanye, Daft Punk, Coldplay, Nas, U2, and more. It's an awesome vibe. NBA 2K13 was a great game, and back in 2012, you would have had a great time playing it. Even today, it's a fantastic NBA sim. But 2K13 was also the true catalyst for the sudden end to NBA 2K's legacy run. No matter how much backlash 2K gets for their monetization practices, the series is still a huge success financially regardless, and it's arguably the most successful sports gaming franchise in North America. But no one really respects 2K anymore. No one is calling 2K26 a masterpiece, nor is anyone claiming that 2K is setting a new standard across gaming. But 10 to 15 years ago, you could make those arguments. 2K was on that level. Financial success is one thing, but soul is another. After this last decade, deep down, no matter how well these games sell, we all know NBA 2K is dead. That's why we want to see NBA Live come back. And NBA 2K13 is what ultimately killed it. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. Absolutely. Like I said, man, 2K13 was the, let's just keep it real. It was the beginning of the downfall. It was something that we should have kept the eye on, something that we should have like said, what's up with this VC stuff? What y'all doing with this? Don't worry about that. Well, it's just there right now. It's just there for right now. No, y'all planning on doing something. Get this shit up out of here. If we had known what VC was finna do going forward, we would have immediately boycotted VC out the game and said no. We would rather just build our players up and do it that way. But eventually they'll come back and do it again, because at some point it's gonna be some people that's gonna come along and say, "Man, I ain't got time for that. I got a job. I can't sit up here and grind my player out all the fucking time." Tough shit. Tough titty. Tough shit. That ain't our problem. Shit. Why we gotta suffer because you can't play the game? Fuck out of here, bitch. But I digress. So anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. Most definitely. Like I said, man, 2K strategically found a way to make this shit 10 times worse than what it is. 10 times worse today than what it was back then. But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so I'll see you on the next video. Till then, deuces.